James. Hugo, what is a small Indian man and a one-legged American, or excuse me, damn. What's the difference between a small Indian man and a one-legged American?
You tell me.
About a foot.
Love it. Either way, welcome back. We're going to be jumping into this next map. North GODSENT.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to keep myself contained after that joke. No one is going to understand that, but you got me. Well done.
Thank you.
And probably the desk if they're still there. But either way, yeah, I kind of just repeat everything that was said on the analyst desk. I feel like this is, it's the veto, right? It's the veto. That's the big issue for GODSENT. It's too middle ground for them to be as confident as they should be in a matchup like this, you know, where I feel like it's an equal game. But I feel like, in my personal opinion, assuming the veto went the way that it should have gone, yeah, okay, Cobble aside, this should be GODSENT's chance to pull it back. But I no longer believe, Con. I'm going to stick with my prediction because, you know, double down like Blair said, but it's looking good for North.
I'm anticipating the kind of reemergence of like Twist and Brolin. I think that on an individual level, we might see them kind of step ahead, because that's one thing we praised North for on Cobblestone, was that everybody was kind of hitting it, you know, where they should have been. Everybody was par for the course, and you could have said the same for GODSENT. It was just a bit of a collapse on the entirety of their team. There was no one player that was really trailing behind. They weren't being dragged through the mud. It's not as though somebody put on this huge performance that wasn't enough to make the map even close, right? I think Mirage could be the difference. I think that's where we see these two players definitely maybe step up into a more predominant and powerful position. Maybe even Hoppus as well. We saw him yesterday have a strong game on Overpass. I believe that you never quite know with him. It's like the same for Disco Doplin, the same for Freddie B. At any given moment, I feel like those three guys can kind of kickstart something where Brolin and Twist can take over.
Yeah, again, it's going to be down to like comfort zone, right? Because obviously on Cobblestone, that's not really the comfort zone for GODSENT. This map is exactly where they're going to be happy to play. This is where they're going to be, you know, pretty prepared in terms of how they're going to approach this one. We saw a bit of a lack of depth on Cobblestone especially, but I feel like coming over to Mirage, we're not going to see that. It is just about individual performance. Both teams know what they're doing in terms of game plan. It's just who can hit their shots, who's going to show up on form. North looking very good and warmed up, looking happy as well, as you can see the smiles on their faces. And obviously, we can't let the pressure get to GODSENT, but they're looking okay right now. They're looking prepared for this one. Again, they know a new map, a new chance. Treat it like a best of one here. And there's always a chance to take it back and bring us to Overpass as a third. I mean, that's a whole nother story in and of itself. We can get to that later if we do so need to. But I think we're going to be jumping into this game in just a second as well to see if GODSENT can pull things back and make the reverse sweep.
No utility for North in the pistol, but they will actually just go for a bit of an expedition through the underpass where Brolin is about to peek. Now, he doesn't get his kill right away. He thinks about this duel, and remember, there's two players there, so he's outnumbered, but he's still able to get them both. What a start.
He's back. This could be scary right now. Valdi does push up the B-apps, but he doesn't realize there's still a man behind him with the bomb. Doplin not wanting to give that away, and Valdi's just going to run right through. Doplin ready and waiting for that free kill. And there's GODSENT pulling it back into their hands. A 3-on-1 kills on all parts of the map, leaving just MSL in a 1v3. He had a good previous map. He looked strong on Cobblestone, but this is surely too much to ask for. They're even trying to hold the rotation. They know he's in the spawn right now, and Twist, he's not going to miss that shot. 2 kills from Brolin, 2 kills from Twist, the two men we need on this scoreboard.
Right there, man. If the pistol is alluding to what we're about to see unfold here on Mirage,
who knows?
Could be a little bit of a precursor. An appetizer, an hors d'oeuvre. But time will tell. North, they're going to have to cool off. They've given up now all 3 of the pistol rounds so far this series.
Yeah.
They upset in one of the 2. GODSENT converted fully to the 3-0. And again, one of those 2 situations. So we've had a mixed bag of scenarios unfold. Let's see if Mirage has any upsets in store for us early on. It is, of course, the 3 Deagles, 5-7 CZ, flashbangs, and a single smoke.
And one thing to note as well is North have actually gone for the Force in this round. We saw them on Cobblestone go for the Eco because, again, a map that's very dependent on utility. But I feel like if there's going to be any map where you can get it done without that, it's going to be Mirage, right? Mirage or Cash, I would say. It is better to at least just be taking those straight-up aim duels. So, yeah, actually the Force from North, obviously Mert saving for that AWP. MSL somehow surviving here, being given a second and a third chance at life, but the one tap will eventually take that away. GODSENT have deep mid-control right now as North gamble on this B bomb site. The full rotation, in fact, coming through. And this could be perfect. With the current setup of GODSENT, with the bomb in the apartments, with short control in their hands, they could be walking into what could be a massacre.
And this is what happened on Cobblestone, remember? We had GODSENT set up outside of the B bomb site. And then eventually, because they weren't exploring any other options, look at Disco and Twist. Sure, they're elsewhere, but they're not necessarily going on to the forefront. They're not necessarily pushing into the A site to clear it. If we do see Twist go up through connector and then this redivert, then I think we're good to go. They've dodged it. And that's actually the difference maker between now and Cobblestone, was that on Cobble, they didn't feel out the opposite side of the map. They just eventually decided to push, and when they did, they died.
Well, whoever just made that call to push A just saved their team, because North almost won that round with the B stack, but GODSENT just going to completely double back. I'm not sure what information caused them to do so, or if it was just a complete risk prediction. But yeah, definitely the right call to make there for GODSENT. They will keep the round in their hand, able to find the conversion yet again. Obviously, their T-side last time wasn't so successful. So North just trying to get exits here in the spawn. And I like this setup as well, because GODSENT won't have any information until they're already up this ramp and into the open. Freddie B's got to kind of commit to a duel here. And he's going to spot the head of Mert, but there's 3 players on the other side. And yeah, that's actually it's a really nice way of playing that post-plant for North. But now GODSENT know they're all there. They're just not going to exit towards the spawn. Instead, they run in through mid, getting flanked as well from Twist coming in through the T-spawn. And just try and isolate North, keep them cornered. But still, damage being done and guns being taken away. GODSENT can't afford to lose this many players.
I mean, I understand you don't want North to come into the next round with still, you know, a couple of sets of Kevlar, a couple of Deagles, but that almost seemed a little reckless. Yeah. Like, you go charging straight into it, and you lose a heavy investment. This is going to be a near full rebuy coming out of GODSENT, and they've offered up the double ump. If anything, you've just given more weapons to North in trying to do that, right? They still have the Deagle for Mertz, but AZ and Kjaerbye can certainly throw a spanner into the works this round. Any damage versus GODSENT is just icing on the cake. Mertz. Hello. He starts it off with 1. Twist gets splattered on the back of mid. And Disco Doppeln will patiently await any kind of a push down in through lower, but there's the first ump to hit the dirt. AZ's the only man with his now up. And a little bit of gun control towards middle. Oh. MSL with another headshot. A little bit more damage, but it is just AZ 1v3.
Yeah, bomb site being taken by GODSENT, but AZ trying to put up a defense. And if he finds this 1-1-1 before Hampus rotates back into play, this could be great. But obviously Doppeln not wanting to commit to the duel, wanting to wait for his teammate to work up short. I don't know, I feel like an oversight from AZ there. Should have probably known that was coming. Yeah, he just saw Hampus in mid.
He just wanted apartments.
Yeah.
That was it. I was thinking to myself, like, he realizes he's going to get clotheslined,
At what point, right? If Doppeln's not taking that fight, you know you're getting flanked. Either way, you know, clean, well, I say clean, maybe an exaggeration. 2 players surviving in both those anti-ecos for GODSENT. As they go forward with another round, it's still going to be the buy coming through for North at the very least, so something to play with into their hands. And I think we may see Mertz on the AWP as well, looking at the money. Yeah, he's got just enough for Kevlar and an AWP, so that could be an option here. He is going to go for that one. Now, let's have a look at whether North can get on this board early on, or if GODSENT are going to kind of run away with the T side like we have known them to do so.
Yeah, I mean, they had this opportunity on Cobblestone as well, right? We saw the second pistol round 3-0 start, and then it was just immediately North to shut things down. Now, I think this is a completely different ball game. And I don't anticipate the same. I wouldn't be surprised if GODSENT re-emerge with a whole other level of play as to what we saw in the opening map. But there's a likelihood that North can still handle that heat. Remember, this is a pretty even map for both of these teams. It is not lopsided as per Cobblestone, but initially, GODSENT throw nobody to the top of middle. And you can see North going back into that double connector setup that they used in a previous round with the Deagles. MSL is able to creep out halfway through it. And if they were to do it again, they'd find no resistance.
Very slow round from GODSENT here. It does look like the A setup, but with the bomb's still in B. Maybe they're just trying to throw a bit of distraction here and back off, because look at Doppeln, he's yet to commit here. Spot through mid, Twist's going to be seen, but he wins his duel, and Kjaerbye also coming in for support, but getting naded out. GODSENT have taken the A site at this point. Whether they'll commit back towards B is still in question. In fact, they will, as Hampus is still continuing to rally off shots. This has sold the fake fantastically. North of 2 players left, and while this round doesn't look to be an issue for GODSENT, they're still going to take the B site for free because of that late play. They run into mid, they show the presence that they're going for the connector split combined with that A ramp push, and then they just run back through underpass and take the apps.
Oh, and an instrumental shot's been missed from Volva. He will find the re-peek. But do they take this gamble? If Twist goes down now, then I would say you go for this. Oh, but they don't have kits. And they're already still so far away. just ill-equipped for the situation. North have to give it over. GODSENT. Oh, they use the old vanishing act and double back into the B site. That was really nicely played, and I anticipate a strong T side from them. So the first gun round is theirs for the taking. North will move forward with 2 weapons. Maybe they shut down GODSENT with another kill? No. Valda shouldn't gamble his life. He needs to escape, and he will.
Looking good so far for GODSENT. Things are definitely looking up. And now with saving 2 guns, North are, again, in an awkward spot where they should not be buying around this. This should definitely be an eco for North. Throw pistols in, get a bit of Kevlar as well if you want, but you should not be buying full rifles here when GODSENT have money to play with. Yes, these rounds have not been clean for GODSENT, but they've still got to buy ahead of them. And North should not be trying to challenge that. Go for the eco, get the buy in next round, and they will be doing exactly that. Valde on the AWP. I can't help but say I'd like to see Mertz take this. Even Glass Cannon, I feel like that's a better choice. But again, Valde has armor, so there's the justification. The Mertz on the Deagle is still a player to watch out for, but going to miss the opening shot. GODSENT take mid this time. As Hampus is forced out of the B apartments. What limited utility North started the round with has already left their hands. And GODSENT, again, the exact or similar setup, at least to the previous round, in terms of having the bomb in the B apartments and having that ramp split combined with underpass, but more presence in the top and middle taken from Freddy B. As GODSENT, they this time will pressure the B site. If they can find an entry or a couple of kills quickly to these ecoing players, they will just take the bomb and execute the site.
Taking their time, though, making sure that they don't overextend and suddenly lose their opportunity, but MSL and AZ then take back the heads with the Deagles. The feet have been spotted, so Hampus will strike from above, but the bomb's back. He can't commit off of this. They're not able to try and clamp down on this window of opportunity, although that's still where he stands. Prying inwards, hoping for another chance, but we do watch AZ double back. He's gotten himself away, and remember, there's a flank from MSL also trying to come forward. Will that flank even matter as AZ continues to hold the line? Sure enough, Freddy comes back into it and will clear the man out of the backside of this setup. However, 30 seconds, 3v2.
Yeah, look, North, they are going to rotate, but I think GODSENT may make it in time here to get that bomb down. It's only going to be Valde to defend against the push oncoming, but he can play for retake without AWP, despite them having no kits. That would be the better option. If he can get 1 kill and fade away, allow North to play the 3-on-1, but he's focused on the ramp, and he's completely tunnel vision. Shot coming through from Brolin. The damage done onto Freddy B as AZ tries to spam in through, but the bomb's been planted. GODSENT have somehow pulled himself back into a really good position right now. Freddy takes the under balcony, and the smoke just gives options for GODSENT to set up into the post plant. No armor, no kits, and no nades for North on the retake. This would be phenomenal if they could do it. AZ moving back in, but the aim punch catches him off guard, and Mertz now left in the 1v2. I don't think this one's going to be possible. He's chased out, he's hunted. And Deagle out, still just trying to get out safely, hold on to this gun for another round. And yeah, that's the final miss shot. That's the final nail in the coffin, and GODSENT take the 5-0.
To think that North had a 4 versus 2 situation with a flank in position.
Yeah.
GODSENT, I mean, they were near boxed in, but you know what they say about caged animals. Look at GODSENT go. Able to bounce back into this after plant even goes smoothly. I think that comes down to a lack of utility and kit again. Right, that one single flashbang that was in play resided on the side of GODSENT, and it was what kind of dictated that initial 2v2. All 4 players went for the peak, and GODSENT win the duel because a man's half blind. It was on their terms, and it's in their favor that this T side will continue. But a tactical pause from GODSENT, if this graphic is correct, which just goes to tell us that despite being in the lead, they want to make sure they smooth out some of the issues they've actually been experiencing.
Again, losing the first 3 players to pistols, you know, that's definitely not a clean round. And GODSENT have not taken a single one of these rounds since a pistol with more than 2 players surviving. So that is the issue to worry about here if you are GODSENT, right? Eventually, this is going to come back to haunt you. You want cleaner rounds, and you don't want to be losing to ecos as well. Just give North a huge opportunity to have an incredible buy, and now they definitely do after that previous eco. This is why we didn't want them to force, although maybe they would have had more success, who knows? Either way, hindsight. All pin for Mertz as he does save that from the previous, and now we have the rifles back in play. GODSENT equipped, armed to the teeth, and Mertz already posted up in the window with the smoke going to go down. GODSENT just don't want anything to do with this, and just not even going to try and challenge that. Freddy B runs right down through short and into the smoke as well. This might catch Valde completely off guard, but Valde ready on the other side, gets that kill, and now expects the B push, but GODSENT not biting.
Yeah, that does call Mertz over towards Marketplace, however. And GODSENT, as you said, haven't bitten down on this B site as of yet. Although it is Hampus trying to find an entry. As seen previously, Mertz needs to remain patient because his team was trying to go for that heavy cap play. It's for that reason Valde, the closest player to beat initially, is the man to hold it off. And Mertz does find the head of Hampus. That's another crucial key to North trying to finally get something on the board. I mean, they've had no shortcomings of opportunities. It's just trying to close out these types of situations. And Disco Doppelin was presented an opportunity just then, but he can't quite connect the headshot. And you do see North now flooding back into the A site, trying to prevent any opportunity for GODSENT, trying to shut them down fast and hard.
Yeah, this is the perfect setup for North right now. 4 players almost committed to A at the time being. A missed CT smoke, and that is the last smoke left for GODSENT. Means so many openings for North. Look at MSL, he just runs right in. Flashbang's perfect though, and they'll catch him off guard. Roland takes that frag, but AZ responds. Still damage being done though by the CT side, and KAB wide face to finish off onto Brolin. Won't opt for the double AWP save, but they do find the round. So North on the board finally. After a bit of a hiatus in the second map, they take 1. And GODSENT, this is the effect of losing 3 players every single round. Look at the money. Where is it? They've just taken 5-0, and now they're forcing with 1 rifle. That is abhorrent.
The score's there, right? They're par for the course in terms of score, but they've gotten here almost on a bit of a whim.
Yeah.
It's like North have at no point probably been disappointed in their opportunities. It's going to be difficult to chew on the fact that you had given away advantages, but you know in the back of your mind that this is the result of winning just a single round. Disco Doppelin will have that MP7. We've actually seen him use that for quite a few kills so far this series.
The Chris J effect.
Yep.
A lot of teams starting to utilize that.
For now, they're just going to sit outside of the apartments. They've got 1 player back inside of T-spawn. That's Hampus. Off of the grenades, they'll commit only a single player right away. It's actually a split back towards the A site. So Roland really wants to sell this fake. And MSL is going to hear the feet beneath him. How many players can he clean up as they start to trickle in? He takes down 2, nearly a third, but no. Twist will stop it then and there, upgrading to the MP7, tapping at a distance and clearing Mertz, but he can't get the bomb across, so Hampus all alone, outnumbered, outgunned, but now he's got an op.
Ready and waiting. We talk about the AWPing potential on this team. Everyone able to pick it up at times, it seems, and Hampus is going to at least give this one an attempt. It is the buy after all for GODSENT, and you don't want to save in this spot, so give it a go. Smoke down. Another one following up as well would actually deny any chance of him being able to take that fight, so he'll look for an elevated position, top of the stairs. As KAB spotted on the jump, he'll jump across. An early fight taken by Hampus as he now turns this into a 2-on-1, but the bomb is still under control of North, and he knows it. They've got a double peek on, and there's no way you're going to win that duel. AZ is ready, and North find their second on the board. It's not as clean as they would have liked, but it's a round, Connor.
Yeah, it is what they need at this moment, right? Yeah. They can start cleanly converting things moving forward. They know that in the next round, GODSENT are going to be pretty deflated in terms of a buy. So with that in mind, you can accept the reality of the situation, right? There was losses, but so be it. Now it is time for gains. GODSENT really coming in with absolutely nothing. A few upgraded pistols, not even a flashbang to try and overwhelm this opper, not even giving them a small window of opportunity. That's a killer flick shot. Yeah. Despite Disco being launched through the air, Brolin will try to make the most of this as he creeps into connector, does take down Kierby and upgrades to a gun, but it's so quickly cleaned up that it's no worry. No sweat.
Yeah, North 3 on the board, and again, starting to pull things back into contention. GODSENT do have a buy, though, after that single eco. AWP still in the hands of Twist, but again, Mertz is still on his, so there's always a difficulty when it comes to that mid-control. However, if you look back to that game versus Gambit yesterday, GODSENT were winning every single mid-duel when it came to Mirage. They were just fighting Mo every single time, and Twist always got that pick on the T side. So let's see if we have the same effect here. It's actually Kirby playing from the window this time as Mertz goes close in the ramp. GODSENT setting up outside of A as well, so this is a good setup here so far from North. AZ even trying to hold off on the short, but GODSENT, this is going to definitely add complications because now North will consider this to potentially be a bit of a B play. They try and get aggressive towards ramp for some information, but the flashbang prohibits them from doing so. MSL finding 1, Mertz getting traded. Now they still know MSL's here, and he even has the bomb under control. GODSENT may have the man advantage, and they may have the flank coming through from Brolin, but will North be able to react?
Well, Hampus is waiting to strike. Spinal tap for the first man, and the headshot to follow suit. That's the A-site crumbling beneath the feet of North. Now, Valde's so far away. If he had already pushed his way into connector, then maybe, he can obscure the bomb and the cross. He can try to disrupt this play. work a miraculous opportunity, but with the plant coming forward, he's done, and he knows it. That's GODSENT back. Although looking at the health here for GODSENT, you can tell, of course, that there were aim duels and opportunities for North to try and shut them down, which would have been their 4th round in a row, but it'll stop at 3.
GODSENT, I mean, they've yet to build up money as well, so this chase onto Valdi is pretty difficult. You know, they can't afford to lose more than a man here, I would say. As soon as you lose that first player, unless you can get a quick trade, you should be just going for the straight-up save. And there it is. So repeat back in for Brolin. If he loses that fight, GODSENT just hold on to 2 guns. But nope, Valdi's removed from the situation and GODSENT take their 6th. And that was a bit of a worry of mine as well. When we saw North take 3 in a row, I kind of had it in the back of my mind that maybe they would just run away, you know, similarly to Cobblestone. We had that pistol round taken from North, and especially on the second half, they took the conversions, and then, from GODSENT on the second half, and then North just ran away with the rest of it. So always a worry, but no, GODSENT back in play as North pull in the double AWP. Interesting.
We saw this on their CT side of Cobblestone, right? Adaptability, versatility, quick change-ups, and fresh faces, which as of now have worked. There you go, double op setup. Both Oppers finding an early pick and a 5 versus 3 for North. This is the situation that they need to shut down. There have been moments like this that they've allowed GODSENT back in, but Mertz has given up nothing other than death and destruction.
Yeah, they forfeit the utility by going for this buy, but actually it works out phenomenally well. There's so many smoke sneaks from GODSENT, and you can't just rely on that consistently. Both players, they're walking through the connector, getting caught out. And there's the duel from KAB, at least to get the information. He may lose the battle, but look how many players are here from North. They should win the war, and they will. MSL finishing that round off again, 2 kills of his own, and North on a 4th means GODSENT get reset. No money to play with.
What you just brought up, right, with this whole idea of North finally getting into the groove. Sure, they gave up 5 rounds, but that was their chance to sail forward. Now that they've reset GODSENT, and it's a hard reset, it's like, okay, that's the narrative we're back on. That's the path that we're walking down at this moment. North are going to be given a prime opportunity, especially seeing as they lost bare anything in the last round. This is it. We've got a completely changed up match. This could be anyone's game. Sure enough, GODSENT could still create an upset, right? They do have that AK for Hampus. They've got the scout on Disco Dopplet, and I think he's one of those players that can create havoc with this gun. But right now, North are already on the forefront of this A bomb site. We've got Kierby and MSL, an M4 and an AK pushed up close towards ramp. The grenades being thrown forward from GODSENT are actually going to go past them, so they will be ahead of the curve, still dodging the flashbangs. And already finding the first frag. Now the T's aren't able to trade straight away. Brolin was mistiming in that situation, and this is convincing thus far. Hampus is AK, the only weapon now standing, the only rifle that they really came in with, and it's in connector alone.
Yeah, smoked off as well, and we've talked about how many times GODSENT have walked through smokes to their death. Mertz does go down at the very least. There's 1 kill, but AZ re-peeking back in with a second AWP will get the job done. Can they save both, though? Doesn't seem it. It's only 1. Bit more money having to be sent up. And actually, I don't think they can reinvest in that. I think they've got to throw over the single AWP to Mertz. But that's fine, because GODSENT are on pistols after all. You don't always want to run a double AWP versus these pistols. And GODSENT having to give up yet another round. No surprise here. North looking to find their 6th. It's a couple of pistols, a couple of flashbangs, but not a lot of hope here for the Swedes.
Fast middle setup. 2 players towards B. And Hampus is going to try to get these 2 flashbangs forward. Now, the Molotov is going to delay it a little bit. Valda could actually go even further inwards if he were to choose, which he will. Working the side of the smoke grenade as well. He spots them coming forward. And Valde, well, he's running out of bullets here. Swapping to the sidearm, knowing Twist's probably tagged. The bomb's been dropped. Can he get himself the 5th? Not yet. It's AZ's. North tie it up, 6 rounds apiece. Solid stuff there. Really cool smoke, actually.
Yeah.
They never saw that coming, Hugo.
No, and he continually was re-peeking from that exact spot, jumping back on the cabinet after swapping to the pistol. So, yeah, very confident display there on the B site, as you would expect, being a map up. Yeah, I like the angle. You can barely see it, but gets the job done. So, 6-6 here for both teams, as GODSENT definitely receiving the beating in the past few rounds, sorry. It's rifles back in their hands, but again, no AWP. Still limited utility at that. Mertz making the jump. He will have a good angle, at least in towards short. Now GODSENT maybe wanting to push into middle. That nade's going to hold them back, and even if they do go for it, they will surely lose the first man here. This is a position you can't always expect so early into the round. They've got to watch out the underpass. As you can see, the boost coming through. Disco Goblin on the top, and he may catch a kill here, but the Molotov is actually going to force him into the open. KRB winning that battle as well. That's massive for North. 2-man advantage taken as Mert shuts down the mid-split from GODSENT, and that is fantastic.
Yeah, that's the opener that they'd hoped for. I mean, we haven't seen GODSENT really in this game for quite a while now. Not since their initial spree. Hoppus will find something to work with, though, but he's instantly traded back. KRB with more impact, despite being on only 6 points of health. He continuously trades. They've allocated Brolin to the bottom of middle. He's just going to try and sit there. Could fall back through underpass if they try and double down on B. But then you're giving up map control, and at any point, North could go on a bit of an excursion, looking forward into middle, trying to spot out where GODSENT do remain. I mean, look how passive this is from North. They've got KRB just pinched outside the murder hole. We've got Mertz posted up passively on the A site. Like, they're just allowing GODSENT to do as they please, because they probably anticipate that Valde using this off angle shuts it all down.
Yeah, this is exactly going to happen. Twist has to sneak in, but somehow pre-fires the angle. Valde dead, and Brolin low. AZ's got to win this duel, and Twist is double entryed up. KRB can't contest as the cross is being held from Brolin, and now the push back out. Brolin wins the duel. Somehow GODSENT are doing it. It's only Mertz left. In a 1v2 here with the AWP, and both players of GODSENT not facing at all here. Brolin snuck his way into the other side of the corner, and the shot hit by Mertz. Pistol back out. He knows where Twist is as well, and he has the time to play with, but he's still got to speed on up, and Twist cleans up the round. What a sick round from GODSENT. How the hell did they recover from that?
That's killer. That comes down to aim and headshots, right? We talked about coming into this game, Brolin and Twist and how good they can be. Now, Twist jiggle peeks the corner and has the presence of mind to anticipate Valde's position, hits the headshot, crucially so. The player beneath the window is then pulled in 2 directions, and he nearly shuts down Brolin, right? But just before he gets his chance to kill Brolin, the man inside of apartments kills him. So that's really good communication and a 2-person play set there by GODSENT. Then Brolin on 7 health wins the duel on Marketplace. Like, that's just great aim and a bit of a God-given gift to GODSENT.
But again, look at the money of GODSENT, or the lack of. It's 3 UMPs. They've got to go to the B site now. They've got nothing to play with. North, still do the damage despite GODSENT winning the round. And that's been the story of, this entire map here as GODSENT set up for this fast B approach. Luckily enough, it is only AZ in position to stop this. He's got a huge task on his shoulders.
We'll have Valde coming back from Catwalk now. So there's 2 players on the B site. Similar situation to the last setup. In fact, this time no one's in position. Hoppus strikes at the perfect moment. And he's going to even get an upgrade on his ump. Sure, the fire might be at their feet, but there's also a player in from behind. MSL with these continuous flanks as seen on Cobble, but he doesn't get kills until now. Finally clearing them out and dropping the bomb in the process. Now GODSENT have to double back. And that's going to be an instrumental task.
A nuisance.
Definitely. Things are going to slow down, but they can't for very long.
MSL, he's still contesting this. He's still getting aggressive for the kills. He pushes out through the window, takes the next frag. He has the support from the back from KRB, and he can just sit close. There's no way GODSENT will expect this position. Surely not. Hampus walks around the corner and blindsided. MSL finds his 4th kill of the round. No ace for him, but the 1v1 for KRB is Freddy B. AWP could find this warbang here. It's all down to timing. Will KRB peak? Will Freddy B find the angle? 13 points of health, and he does it. Somehow, GODSENT retake that part of the map, and somehow they win the round.
Freddy's not anticipating the peak from that position. That unfortunately, is too wide of a swing inside apartments. If he just jiggle peeks it.
Freddy, even if he gets a warbang, you won't kill him. You have to get a headshot there.
Exactly.
And that's just,
So really well played from MSL. I thought that was sick. I mean, obviously he comes in aggressively, gets that flank, takes down 2 players. Then, as the smoke is deployed on the end of it, and he sees that nobody's coming back for him, he decides he wants more. Looks into the bomb site, clears another player, and then that great positioning in the corner is very much unexpected. But this one's already into 3v3. Things are getting a little frantic, a little fiery on the A site. Valde give chase to Freddy, and he even gets another kill. Despite the weakened buy, North seem to have done it. They seem to have bounced back, and we are just going blow for blow between these lineups right now.
Yeah, no one consistently picking up rounds, it seems. That was earlier on in the game. Although this one's not over just yet. We've seen some heroics with AWPs in the previous from GODSENT, so Twist in a 1-on-3. Although the bomb That's going to be the big issue, as well as the flank coming back in. Valdi is wrapping around the back of the Palace. MSL is going to be the duel that Twist wants to take. If he can find that 1v1, it opens a lot of opportunity. But again, it's all on the time here. A smoke just got redeployed, and Valdi is only now finding himself right behind Twist. This could be a big issue as he has read the situation right. Twist has to go for this kill, and he will land it, but will he expect the flank? Surely not. It's Valdi to clean up the half with the 7th round for North, but still GODSENT favored. 8 rounds on the T side, pretty good half from them, you know, despite the fact that both teams ran off with long streaks. And I honestly don't know where this game's going.
No, I mean, if you exclude those initial 5 rounds, then it was incredibly back and forth. And the economy reset in the 9th round versus GODSENT is definitely something that allowed North to put more rounds on the board. But we see this kind of reemergence from GODSENT at the end of things. So in the end, you've got to give them the half, right? Not only because they have that 1-point lead, but because they had that nice initial spree. I think the pistol... Well, it's going to be important in this one. Remember, North has yet to win a pistol round in this series.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, this is further complications, right? Because if GODSENT take pistol and conversions, that's up to 11 rounds. And North, so at very least, need the bomb plant, but probably want the pistol as well. They've got the bomb outside of B, so an A fake here with utility thrown in, but Poland completely blinded by the smoke. Just a luck shot to Mertz. And they're not even going to rotate the man off of B. Doplin's still here. Freddy B's pushed up towards the spawn, and while he will go down, that gets valuable information that this is a B approach. GODSENT have the manpower to go for the retake here in a 4-on-3. And KAB tries to take the duel. Unsuccessful as GODSENT set themselves up for this retake. Smoke and a kit still to work with as well. It's going to be down to this mid-split from MSL. How much can he really get done? If he can flank onto Doppler, this could be pivotal there. First kill from MSL, found onto the head of Doppler, and follow up from the site of KAB. 2 kills as well. It's just Hampus in a 1-on-2, and surely there's just no time left. 15 seconds on the clock, and North just don't need to take a duel. MSL will anyway, and he hits another shot. North take their first pistol round of this best of 3.
Finally, it's about time, and it's a good time to do it.
Yeah.
Right? This is seriously their chance to now get their lead back. However, will it get upset? I'm always so shaky on a map like Mirage, especially on the T side, because I think Yanko made a video about this once, and I know that Launders has the same mirrored sentiment. It's like, if you take middle with the gun control on Mirage, you're always going to walk into like 2 choke points. It's either connector or it's catwalk. And those are very strong positions for pistol players to get up close as CTs. So unless you work the extremity of the map as well, in order to get behind those positions, right? Palace can counter connector, apartments can counter cat. It can get kind of shaky, but they don't go middle, so
or maybe
disregard that. Not out of the get-go. They've already pulled GODSENT into this A bomb site, and if they were to just stampede their way to B, this would be a superb chance for them to cleanly convert the rounds.
That seems to be the case already. Bomb working its way through apartments. One man splits the mid to try and hold off this aggressive rotation, can stop them from coming up short. As we saw in that pistol round, MSL did do that. Ooh, AZ. It's going to find the first at the very least. That's a 1 player aggressively dropped in the Palace, and now GODSENT trying to disperse across the map at least. 1 man moves back towards B. They try and push up that mid-control. Doppler doing that, and Valdi finds the opener to shut down the only B player. That will shut down GODSENT's opportunity in this round, and every duel being lost apparently as AZ doubles up with the UMP. Doppler may be able to find his fight, but it's all over at the very least. North, a clean anti-eco, and that's important as well. Clean. That's something that GODSENT couldn't achieve on their T side.
Yeah, exactly. Right. This is them kind of trying to formulate and stabilize early on in the half. Remember, GODSENT just barely got into it. All 5 of their opening rounds were actually incredibly close. This time, North looking to change up the nature of these rounds, but GODSENT will have nothing. Nothing at all. Other than the stack inside of middle, they'll go charging forward with 1 player, hoping that that may draw players into the line of pistols. Poor Hampus is going to burn alive.
Yeah, this is going to be a toasty round, it seems. Late peek out, but it'll amount to nothing. North have taken this A bomb site, but although the boost up is doing good work, Brolin able to drop the bomb. At the very least, there's some damage, but again, it's North's round to lose here. They've got the site, they've got the post plant, they've still got weaponry to play with, whereas GODSENT are getting whittled down. 3 players on 30 points of health. As they try and come back in for this retake, North have full control of the bomb site and further utilities just to stop these positions from GODSENT from being taken. They're just not being given any control. North are getting very aggressive and challenging these players while they know they're cornered in the jungle, and MSL finds another kill. The flank coming through, and Twist dropped on the site as well. So some damage done by GODSENT. They take 3 guns away, which is pretty effective considering they only had USPs, but the round is North's, and considering their previous one was flawless, it won't be the end of the world.
I want to see if we see any T-sided opping from GODSENT, whether or not they can use that to start cracking sites open. But I think back to yesterday, right? We had so many duels inside of middle of Mirage when it came down to GODSENT and Gambit. But I'm not sure if Mertz is going to be willing to try and go toe-to-toe with them. I'd assume so, right? He is a very powerful opper, so we'll see if that does move forward. But for now, let's just hop this back towards Van. Takes a bottle to the face. Will still try to escape, and he gets one for his efforts, but he's done for it. A nice wall of smoke thrown up on the catwalk keeps Disco Doppler back long enough for the plant to shine through. Now, Twist is posted on the angle, and he is going to be able to hold it for a little bit longer. The Molotov actually never spreads, and Disco Doppler's still waiting with the second AWP for his chance to strike. They really want an opening, but North aren't offering all too much. You do see them toying with the idea of peeking, but it could be their demise, and so they sit inside the site instead.
Ooh, there's the first though. Mertz defending from short trade straight back from the AWP, but again, it's just leaving these AWP to try and get something done. Twist is already still stuck in the market as Brolin attempts the retake, and while he will find a kill, it's just no time left. GODSENT spent so much time just setting up with those AWPs, as you said. They weren't able to get back in, and good utility usage from North as well to just keep those AWPs out. Not only did they not take the fights and get picked by Twist and Doppler, but also just continual flashbangs, Molotovs, every single bit of utility they had to keep those retaking CTs out of the bomb site. It's an 11th round taken by North. And again, when will this stop, Connor? Because now that's the first buy round. Now GODSENT have to eco before they can buy up in the next one. North looking very good into the early start of this half. And yeah, okay, they may have taken the pistol, which gives them that boost, but GODSENT need to get on the board sooner rather than later.
Twist goes for the hop. Always give props to the movement there. The timing's not going to play into his favor, though. Nobody really hyper-aggressive from North. And I do like that they're just spreading out all around the map. They're using their utilities to try and make GODSENT sweat. Offer up an opening. Oh. If only Twist knew. Mertz so close to his crosshair. He will peek out eventually, catching MSL. But that still leaves 2 North players sitting inside of middle, and the AWP from GODSENT's going to double back. I like that he stays dynamic. These are the kinds of rounds where you want to see that consistent repositioning.
Especially when you only have 2 rifles in play. Always difficult. North are going to just try and avoid this AWP, as they know GODSENT are going to be mainly on pistols here. Freddy B. Exactly that, but he's already dead. Brolin is up in the palace, so he could stop this A play here as AZ walks around the corner. Brolin wins the duel, but he can't escape down the balconies. Mertz has already split his way on top of the stairs. North on the A bomb site now in a 3-on-3. One man still stuck in the CT spawn, and that is Twist with the AWP, who could shut down this round, but North are not committed just yet. They haven't gone for the plant. They're trying to work out where GODSENT are really situated so they don't get caught with their pants down, with the bomb being planted. Eventually it goes down, and KRB still aggressive towards jungle. Hampus has to clear this corner, but only a P250. A missed shot from KRB gives Hampus the opportunity, and Doppler comes in on the flank. Now this retake is on. Yeah, and they've gotten themselves a 3rd weapon. GODSENT took their time in middle in order to get the guns, which now they have their hands on. Mertz is tagged slightly. Valde is going to try and go for the long wraparound, so Mertz needs to buy time at the very least here, and you'd hope he gets some kills, but the bomb's already been tapped. There is a player defusing. Twist trying to give cover to mid, but no, they've done it! What? Valde just clears it. Hits the timing on the head. And the shots as well. Yeah, that's a sick couple of kills. I have no idea how they win that with the player already on the bomb, but pretty fantastic display from Valde and Mertz. Good timing on the peak as well, because it's important, especially when you see that flank come out. Typically, you'll just see that one mid peak, and then the CTs will deal with that. They'll kill the player flanking mid, and then they'll just isolate the one man on ramp. Yeah. But no, Mertz peaks at the exact time that Valde takes the duel, so clearly well timed from North. Means that GODSENT, they've got 2 players to fight from completely separate angles. angles. So great work from North and somehow picking up that 2-on-3. Now they're just going to speed up the pace. Freddy B caught on ramp trying to flashbang his way through. AZ also going to find an opening kill to this A site. It just leaves Hampus here, but he's blinded on the stairs. He can't do a thing. KRB following up as well, and everyone's chiming in into this round except GODSENT. It's flawless so far from North, and GODSENT want to get the hell out of there and hold on to their guns.
Now KRB's being unleashed. They're going to try to clear out these Ts with everything they've got, and I don't blame them. This is certainly North starting to pull ahead. Remember, outside of those opening 5 rounds, GODSENT have won 3 in the last 15. Like, North have turned this around, and even those opening 5 rounds from GODSENT were very incredibly close.
Yeah, no, North did look fantastic today. Again, I kind of, you know, while they beat Fours yesterday, I looked at that game and I went, why did that go 3 maps? You know, why did 2 of those maps go to like double digits for Fours? That was way too close for Comfort 4.
And not only because Fours are not necessarily of the same caliber, but they're also going through these weird roster changes, right? Like that's a team that's on really shaky legs.
I mean, not even that. Like I just say caliber. Forget the roster changes. Caliber itself. You know, this is North. They shouldn't be going 3 maps against 4. So I kind of had question marks coming into this this event for them. But no, they have completely quelled all of my concerns here. They are looking very, very strong, especially on this T side as well. Flawless so far. They are yet to drop a round. 6 in a row, Connor.
What's scary too, though, right, is like you can say like, my concerns are gone, but if anything, to me, this is even more concerning because this is what North are capable of.
Yeah.
But where's the consistency? Like, compare it to yesterday, you know? Like, compare it to last weekend in Copenhagen where we saw another disappointing performance from them. It's like, this is what I would have expected from North because we know these players can shine. Good for them, though. This is signs of progress at the very least, right? You're absolutely correct in saying so. Because North, I think they're also minimizing mistakes. Like, there have been more intimidating and convincing round wins from North than there has been from GODSENT.
It feels like when GODSENT win a round, they have 2 players left every single time on this map, right? Let's look at that first half. You know, GODSENT won 5 rounds in a row. The second North get 1, GODSENT are forcing with a single rifle. You know, they've just never had convincing rounds, and that's a big factor. We mentioned that earlier on. You know, it's good. GODSENT may have been leading at one point, but it didn't feel like they were leading.
No, the only one mistake that we've really seen from North is that 4 versus 2 they lost in the opening half, right? But every time that we see GODSENT win rounds, it's kind of in that nature of like, well, you can't win them all. You know, it's not been them in control. And Disco Doplin's not in control of much other than the Deagle. He holds on to it. Nifty little angle there, actually anticipating a little connector peek, giving himself cover from the window where he does drop KRB. They've been giving chase to all these frags in the last couple of rounds, so there's no reason not for them to do it now. And they will clean them up. The entirety of GODSENT swept under the rug. North now 1 away from securing overtime, and they've got the economic backbone to play all day long.
But GODSENT, at least for the time being, have this buy, right? They have no limitations with this. Double Orb coming in, now on Hampus and Twist, not Doppelin, who we've seen earlier take this secondary AWP into that first buy round for GODSENT on the CT side. So, there is a defense here for GODSENT. See how they can utilize this double AWP, because again, I feel like the Orbs have had some effect of them. Twist has been doing well in terms of getting opening kills. They've just never really been able to convert rounds on this second half. It's going to be North back to the A site and GODSENT back to some aggression. Freddy on ramp. He's used this position quite a lot, and I feel like he hasn't had the most effect, but with the support from Twist, that adds further complications here for North. They've got to deal with not only the Orb, but the close position Freddy B, and there's Twist getting the attention of Mertz. He takes a frag. Freddy B now not going to be expected in this position, but the flashbang is perfect from KRB, and somehow AZ, once again, 2 frags to the A-bomb site as he flies out the palace with somehow giving North an opportunity back into this round despite the damage done by GODSENT. Yeah, that's another situation as we saw in Cobblestone where AZ just takes control of a round. And this time it's not in a 5v5 type situation, it's in a 3v5 when it matters even more. Yeah. So solid props to AZ in this round, but it's not over yet. Hampus has been given a chance as MSL whiffs a couple shots, but cleans it with the spray down. 50 seconds left over. Unfortunately for AZ, he's pinned into the firebox. Disco's lost track of where he's gotten off to, but he does have that bomb. So right now, since there's time on the clock,
We're watching Kirby clear out the marketplace. Once he gets past the market, you're probably going to see him couple with MSL. They'll come into the A site in order to help out AZ, who still, again, just cowers in the corner. But what's scary here is that Disco Doplin's playing with time on his favor. And AZ could actually walk around that corner if Kirby doesn't clear this. But it does look like Kirby's got it dead to rights. He's coming in from behind, and he's got it. Just patient, cool down, calm, collected, and successful. North, they've hit 15.
And it's knowing your role as well when you're AZ there. You know, you get 2 kills and maybe you're just feeling it right and you want to go in for more, want to keep getting frags, you know, take control of the round. That's not your job. That's not your role in that situation. You just hold onto the bomb. You are the key to winning that round for North. If you die, then suddenly you give GODSENT a huge opportunity. So yeah, nice to see him play reserved there, wait for his team to make the play and allow North to just cleanly pick up the round with no complaints. Is now again another pick the way of North. The man advantage taken by Mertz as he pushes up ramp and already repositions back towards middle. North in a 5-on-4 with Freddy B dead. And GODSENT, I mean, their economy is in shambles here. This is a weak buy.
Ooh. Nice working on the edge of the smoke. Disco actually gets a double. Probably shouldn't have been allowed to do that. Now Kirby caught with a flashbang in his hand. Luckily, Mertz is able to trade, but Twist with a nice flick, and Mertz with another one. Down to the 1v1. Place your bet, Hugo. Preferably on bet.net.
Bets.net.
Where are you going to put this one?
Bet Teal. Mertz, though, caught on the cross. And that's going to be Hampus shutting him down. So another opportunity for GODSENT presented. But again, Connor, it comes down to the same narrative that we've been talking about this entire map. Yes, GODSENT take a round, but at what cost? 4 players dead in a round that they were forcing anyway. Yeah. That's their first round on the CT side. And they keep 1 player alive. I mean, it's just the same as the T side over again. So I can't say I'm still confident for GODSENT to be able to pull this one back. We're going to see at least. They do have the orb saved, so that's a small consolation. Some rifles can come in at least for GODSENT. Yeah, rifles in, 3 in fact, with the AWP as well. So it's not too bad, but again, limited utility and, you know, they're on the edge of losing this game. If North can just go for this fast B play, they will. Hampus is going to be completely blinded, but they completely bypass him themselves. They run through, and Hampus finds 2. Looking for the 3rd, if Valdi comes in from the top of the truck, and he will trade back, keeping things in check in a 3-on-3. Very
lackluster utility for North. Valdi's going to have to run, and he's not going to get out in time. Brolin burns him alive. And it is, of course, onto Mertz. Who else? He's got, of course, the smoke to work with. He's pushed himself into the corner, and now he's all alone. So a 1 versus 3 as the CTs flood forward. Nice hops! Solid stuff. Freddy and Brolin get the retake, and GODSENT live at least 1 round longer. 5 more to go, and they're fighting for overtime.
Yeah, and a pause called in. I can't be surprised if that is North just going, okay, let's slow this one down. We've lost our first 2 rounds of the entire half here. Let's just not give GODSENT the opportunity. Let's stop them while we can. And yeah, that is the case. North just taking a break for the time being, and their money's in a bit of an off state. They've got, you know, a real mix here. Players on 2K, also players on 8K. So it's a bit of a weird one. You could see maybe 3 rifles out of this buy in terms of AKs. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go for like a catalyst round where they just buy up like a rifle or 2 and then... Oh, no, sorry, that was without loss bonus. So no, they have got enough to buy. This should be fine for North. They can drop over guns and at least have full rifles at the very least. So that will be coming through. Maybe even the AWP. And yeah, full AKs, plenty of utility. GODSENT, on the other hand, they kept 2 from the previous round, so some money in their favor. And they look to challenge mid this time where Mertz is sitting patiently waiting.
Anticipating the push. Predicting a peak, but he's been given nothing to work with as of yet. I do like that North just got to cool their jets, right? Last round, they just went all flying into that B bomb site.
Yeah.
They tried to force the issue. Now they're just going to go back to trying to play clinically, which I'm all for. I mean, the counter-terrorists won nothing until these last 2 recent rounds. It was a flawless T-side being thrown together by North. So go back into what was working, but they're just going to throw MSL into his death. I mean, he's so screwed.
With the bomb?
That makes no sense at all.
No. Bit sloppy, but they've got the rounds to play with. However, that could come back to haunt them. Apparently not, though. KRB dropping Hampus in the connector and still further aggression out through the smoke and middle. Look how much GODSENT are contesting this. And frankly, it's working out, Connor. They're in a 2-on-2. They've just got to worry about this duel, at least traded back by Doplin. And with the bomb under his control in the top of middle as well. And time... being a limiting factor for AZ. He's got to speed things up. He had a fantastic cobblestone. He's holding his own in this map as well, but he's got to speed it up himself if he wants to win this game for North. It's a 1v1 here. Pushing up towards the middle, knows the Disco Doppler is at the top of mid, but has no idea exactly where. And again, behind the boxes, he's got his knife out. AZ is just risking this one, and that is just not going to work.
No, not at all. I mean, we couldn't see the time, but it was down to like 10 seconds there.
20 seconds, yeah.
It was definitely not enough to work with. Unfortunately for him, right? He tried to use his flashbangs over from the A site. He was given a chance as well. You could see him drop the player down to 50 HP. So here comes GODSENT, Hugo. 3 rounds in a row. They've pushed it to 11. They're going to need 4 more. So this would actually be quite an incredible overtime force, considering how little they had. And it wasn't even as though they were getting those back and forth type situations. There have been a couple of 1v1s, 2v2s, but for the most part, it was just North doing as they pleased.
Slapping them around, I would say. Yeah. Either way, yeah, I think AZ just thought that Doppler had ran away because the time was so low, hence why he just pulled out his knife and just went for it, right? Because, again, if you expect Disco Doppler to be behind the top of mid there and you try and challenge that and he's not there and Disco Doppler just runs away, you've lost the round. So it's the kind of risk-reward there from AZ. I like the attempt, it just doesn't work out. So either way, GODSENT given an opportunity, they've got to fight back these 4. And North buying up into this one with 2 CZs here, so slight limitations when it comes to this. As things start to look up for GODSENT potentially in this second half. Aggression towards ramp as well. There's 3 players here looking to challenge. MSL on just the other side of that smoke. But Brolin not going to be committing to anything too crazy. No flashes through, no aggression, just holds close. And again, with 3 players towards, you know, ramp at least and balcony, trade potential is at an all-time high for GODSENT. If North find the opening kill, GODSENT should easily be able to pull things back into check. The big issue is the fact that North have set out 5 players outside of ramp.
Yeah. They play the number game and they're good to go. Then again, remember too, these players are on pistols. This volley of grenades should go back behind the setup of GODSENT. Seeing as they are playing incredibly close. I mean, a man above Palace and also beneath it. Unorthodox could catch them off. But Brolin's going to try and lock down the ramp first and foremost. Keys are starting to trickle in, and despite the flashbang being fine, he doesn't actually get anything for his efforts. Freddy then nears to fall down into the fire, and that's a clean entry from North. They just overwhelmed and decimated the A-bomb site, and while Hoppus gets 1 for his efforts, it's over, unless Twist can put together a godlike clutch.
Surely not.
I mean, they've already pushed up into the ticket booth. They've already got jungle. I mean, he starts it with 1, but Mertz is right there ready to go. And North close it out in a 2-0 fashion. A back and forth nature in the opening 15 rounds. A great start from GODSENT to go up 5-0, but what was just a fantastic T-side by North here on Mirage. In the end, winning 8 rounds in a row to start it off. That little breath of life from GODSENT nets them 3, and then it is GG.
Yeah, that is fantastic from North. That really sets them as one of the now expected victors of this event far more confidently than maybe we looked at yesterday, right? They are kind of the big dogs here, or at least one of them alongside maybe the likes of Gambit and what some would say VP, but obviously after their performance against Fraxis yesterday, maybe not anymore.
Don't write off Hellraisers.
Don't write off Hellraisers, no, and I will not. But again, that's a whole nother story. North just taking the 2-0, as you say. That is a pretty impressive result. I think they're going to be very happy with that one. Everyone, at least out of myself, you and Blair, all thought that was going 3 maps at the very least. So well done, Dust. You got it right. No, North are looking very, very good today, and I hope that does continue. I want to see this team succeed, so for them to take a very confident victory against a team that's definitely been on the rise as of late is always nice. And it's not like we had the absence from Brolin and Twist. Both of those players, top of the board, 20 and 21 kills. It was Freddy B with only 6 frags, not really able to hold his own. But again, we kind of talked about if we have Brolin and Twist step up and at the top of the board, surely GODSENT can pull this to a 3rd. But even with that, North managed to take them down.
Yeah, and I think what definitely plays into North's favor in that situation is that they took that kind of all across the board performance from Cobblestone and then they replicated it on Mirage.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing their job incredibly well, and I want to give AZ props because I think he was one of the most notable players when it came to struggling last weekend. Again, we saw them at Copenhagen Games. This time around, I think that his entry, his role was done so specifically well that it definitely bailed North out of multiple different occasions.
I would say this is a game where you can't hop on anyone from North, right? Because AZ's bottom of the board again, but he is like one of the more important players. And again, MSL, 27 kills this game, top of the team.
Huge.
Him and KRB were just going off that map. So pretty fantastic to see the IGO have such a sick performance. But that is us done for that game at the very least. The next one will be Hellraisers up against Fraxers. But before that, the analyst desk to break down everything you just saw. We'll see you in a sec.
5 reasons to bet on bets.net. 1. We are not a bookmaker agency. We are a betting exchange. We are fine with any outcome of the event, so we have no reason not to pay your win. The information about the bets is available for everyone in real time. We stand for fair esports. 2. Instant replenishment and withdrawal of funds. No delays, checks, and restrictions. 3. Convenient mobile app on iOS and Android. All site functionality is in your pocket. Bonuses for each user of the app. 4. More than 800,000 people trust us. We are the most visited esports bet site in the CIS. 5. All coefficients are fully transparent and the commission rate is the lowest. We play fair and square. Bets.net. Visit us and win with us.